Although there are not many scripts about this kind of play to look at, the earliest example we have of medieval drama dates to the 10th century. One of the really interesting things about medieval drama is that it was liturgical, and for this reason it was part of the church services. In fact, most plays in the Middle Ages in England were of a religious nature. However, secular performances were banned. Acrobats, mimes, and dancers were not allowed during this time. These plays were basically question and answer sessions that were sung by monks who originally performed them during Easter. It is important to remember that at that point liturgical performances were done in Latin. Consequently, as the medieval drama assumed popularity in England, the monks started singing in a vernacular language, the native dialect, usually colloquial or informal, of the townsmen, dropping the Latin aspect. Let's take a look at who the actors of the medieval drama were. At first, we just have the monks, and then, as drama gains popularity, we can also identify priests, choir boys, and later on, even the nuns got involved, as well as the townsmen. Stages have changed a lot in drama history. The plays were performed on mansions, which sounds really strange, doesn't it? That's because in the context of medieval drama, it is not a huge luxurious house, but a very simple platform situated in churches. At one point, they started moving outside, and some of them even became permanent structures. A mansion stage is a stage for theatrical performances. They originated in churches, where they were small wooden platforms with supports and a roof. They represented specific locations, such as heaven or hell, and the actors would move between these mansions as the play demanded. There were 3 types of plays. Firstly, we have the miracle plays that dealt with the lives of saints and the miracles they performed. Then we can recognize the mystery plays that were based on Bible stories, such as the wise men. Clergymen generally performed 4 or 5 short mystery plays all over town on a single day, and they were very popular in those times, both among commoners and nobles alike. The Passion Play is a type of mystery play that traditionally was performed during Easter as it is today. Lastly, we can identify the morality plays that often employed allegory and had to deal with virtues and vices, such as good deeds and death. An example of a morality play is the tragic history of the life and death of Dr. Faustus, a play that was written by Christopher Marlowe and was published in 1604. Dr. Faustus is the protagonist and a tragic hero. He is a contradictory character, capable of both profound intellectual thought and grand ambition. He represents the spirit of the Renaissance, with its rejection of the medieval God-centered universe and its embracing of scientific inquiry and human possibility. He is a respected German scholar, dissatisfied with the limits of traditional forms of knowledge, like logic, medicine, law, and religion. He decides that he wants to learn to practice magic. His friends Bald and Cornelius instruct him in the black arts, and he summons up a devil named Mephistopheles. Despite the devil's warnings about the horrors of hell, our protagonist tells him to return to his master, Lucifer, with an offer of his soul in exchange for 24 years of service from Mephistopheles. Later, the devil tells Faustus that Lucifer has accepted. Faustus has misgivings and wonders if he should repent and save his soul, but he agrees to the deal, signing it with his blood. As soon as he does so, the words Homo Fuge, Latin for "O man, fly," appear branded on his arm. Again, he has second thoughts, but Mephistopheles bestows him with rich gifts and a book of spells. With his new powers and Mephistopheles, Faustus begins to travel. He even goes to the Pope's court in Rome, makes himself invisible, and plays tricks. He travels through the courts of Europe, with his fame spreading as it goes. During the succeeding centuries, the play has been represented many times on television, at the cinema, and in theatres. The last theatrical representation is the Jamie Lloyd's version, performed at the Duke of York's Theatre in London.
It's been an intense period of time that seems to have kind of flown by with this incredible cast. They're astonishing. They're so courageous, and I'm sort of marvel at their kind of the sheer audacity with which they go about this thing. I mean, it's it's mind-blowing.
I thought it was amazing. I'm in awe. I feel like I've had my skin flayed off, but in the best possible way. So yeah, I thought it was brilliant.
Absolutely loved it. Yeah, it was rock and roll, Dr. Faustus. It takes a little second to get into, but as soon as you're there, it's like nothing you've ever seen before. It's fantastic, yeah.
I almost said yes before I'd read this edition of the play. I went, Faustus, Jamie Lloyd, brilliant, yeah, I'll do that. I think it's unique and strange and brilliant and very, very different from anything I've seen.
I mean, this is a man who sells his soul to the devil. He could have absolutely anything and everything he wants. And what does he decide to do? Become a sort of international heartthrob magician? It's completely pointless. You know, he teeters around the idea of potentially, fixing famine or stopping wars, but effectively he just becomes insta-famous. And isn't that what so many people in our society want? It's kind of ridiculous, it's trivial, it's insane. And that's effectively what the product is all about.
Lloyd's version modernizes the tale and transforms Faustus's book of the Black Arts into a MacBook, conjuring up a parallel between magic and technology. In fact, with a musical rock and roll backdrop, this Dr. Faustus is a bold and daring tale of sorcery and morality, which shares our aspirations and the dilemmas we face to understand our place in the universe.